motorcycle update. And it feels so good to be rugged so bad. I gotta be honest, it's like watching children in the playground. CryptoTalk.fm, my name is Leicester. I am your host. A quick update around what's going on social media starting roughly around 3 a.m. in the United States time zones. And it didn't even matter which time zone because I can't pin down exactly when this started, but about 3 a.m. The BlockDAG team sent out a post and I'm going to school you on some of this stuff, but the BlockDAG team sent out a post on social media. They then employed a bunch of bots to redistribute the same message on CoinMarketCap's community, but the post essentially said that they did not want the BDAG/USDT trading pairs displayed on the CoinMarketCap profile for BlockDAG. They wanted them removed. They claimed that they did not reflect the true story about liquidity, that they were inconsistent, that everything was wrong. It's not correct. Here's the background so you can understand how silly this is. CoinStore, I covered. BlockDAG had been out at Tokyo 2049. Remember, that was the whole event where I said, this is the person I'm not going to name, but he was up on the stage. He looked like an idiot. And they were doing this dog and pony stuff, and CoinStore was sponsoring, and it seemed like they had a really buddy-buddy relationship, right? CoinStore got some liquidity and started launching market maker transactions. When the BlockDAG team was starting to roll out a lot of these different things for the exchanges, they cherry-picked who they were going to provide liquidity to based on who would follow it the way they wanted. Because what they wanted to do was they wanted to force a 5-cent price. Remember, they told you that. We're launching at 5 cents. They told you that. We're guaranteeing we're launching at 5 cents. They said it at least 20 times. We are launching at 5 cents. They were going to do that by way of Market Maker. I explained Market Maker. Market Maker is automated bots creating artificial orders. The second part of this then is the BlockDAG team blocked the ability to do any deposits of your pre-sale coins, which means you had to trade on the exchanges themselves. They would use the market maker to basically sustain the price. Understand that they're still working on blockchain related stuff under the hood, but they rushed out getting on the exchanges. Now, Pionex, I'm talking the international one, was one of these that launched and initially had some market maker pumps and then died off. The United States side, which is Webot now, used to be Pionex.us, but Webot now, initially opened up deposits for a couple of hours. A bunch of people tossed millions of BDAG in there. Webot closed it down, but it was already too late. Now, there's roughly, I'm going to estimate about 50 million BDAG floating around in Webot right now. Webot later opened up deposits full scope. So you can fully withdraw. There's a limit. It's like a couple 100 million. It's crazy. You can fully withdraw otherwise, though. You can essentially fully deposit. They don't have the limits on the deposit. So you can deposit, you can withdraw, you can buy, sell, trade. It's 100% full availability, but it's only for United States traders. It's the only exchange that allows the full trading experience for BDAG coins, which means only Americans are able to take advantage of the free experience. If you've not gotten into Webot yet, you're hearing it for the first time that Webot's been open. It's been open since roughly about March 6th. You missed the 10X, that's fine. I want you to understand, though, what's going on. What's going on is that Webot is the only exchange that represents the full trading experience even now. None of the internationals do. Those were doing fake pump transactions. My guess is that the BlockDAG team stopped paying for the market makers on the fake pump exchanges. CoinStore's price started to dwindle. Since CoinStore's price started to dwindle, many of the others started to dwindle. Bioeconomy, as I record this, has started to dwindle. It was another one of the fake pump prices, has started to dwindle. All of them have started to dwindle that represented the fake pump pricing. So when I saw that the BlockDAG team was requesting to remove Pionex, and as in the international, and CoinStore, which previously were fake pump, but now their prices are very close to what was represented on Webot, aka the fair market price, then asking them to remove those and only leave what's left in the fake. So P2B, which is a very small exchange, but apparently they don't care. They'll allow all sorts of fake pumps. They're reflecting a 30-cent price. You can't deposit on the damn thing. I don't think you can withdraw on the damn thing. Even if you could, nobody would. And I don't think anybody's buying there because the price hasn't moved from 30 cents. So if anything, they like the, ooh, look, 30 cents. CoinMarketCap's like, screw that, bro. If I take all your prices, what CoinMarketCap does is they ignore anything that's an extreme outlier because they treat it as it's not, this is not fair market. There's no way it's part of the market pricing. So they're ignoring P2B. They're only considering all the remainder. And I guarantee you they're considering Webot, even though they don't show it, because it reflects fair market. And I guarantee you they're reflecting what's on the BlockDAG site because it's being sold. If you're offering it for sale, that's part of the market. You cannot just exclude what you're directly selling and say, well, these don't count because they're not the CEX. That's not the way CoinMarketCap works. It scans for anywhere that coin is being sold, and it includes it in the price as long as it's close to what the going market rate is across all exchanges. So if I look at Biconomy, they're just shy over 2 cents, under 2 cents. Binance is about 2 cents. So you got two that are 2 cents. Pionex 002, CoinStore 004. They're going to take that. They're going to get to about a penny-ish. Then you take what's on the site. It's being sold rock bottom. There's a widget. They're selling it for a penny on one piece, and then another piece, they're selling it for a fraction of a cent. Okay, well, you've got all these different open markets out there. CoinMarketCap knows that. They understand that. What the team thought they would do is basically force a fake price by telling the exchanges to market make do that stuff to give the illusion on CoinMarketCap of a price that wasn't real because it doesn't reflect fair market. Only Webot reflects a fair market, true fair market, because even CoinStore, as far as I know, does not allow deposits, as far as I know that. So chances are CoinStore is subject to people that are basically dumping the darn thing. It might be that they open deposits. I didn't check. I'll double check this after this one just for my own curiosity, but the decline in price on CoinStore, it's clear that the market maker stuff is out of there. It's obvious clear that the market maker is no longer fake pumping, and that would only happen if the bill's not getting paid. Well, where have we heard that before? Borussia Dortmund, Inter Milan, F1, Alex Pereira. It's a pattern, right? It's the story. It's the pattern is what it is. Bottom line, this has now exposed what they were trying to do, which is to broadcast a fake price to people to trigger FOMO. They're using it as a marketing tool instead of as a fair market tool. Webot came out and they responded with a beautiful response that basically says, we're fair market. We're open for business. And they are, but it's only United States because right now, for whatever it's the case, none of the international exchanges seem to have the same balls that Webot does to just say, screw you guys. We're going to allow deposits. We're going to allow fair trade. We're not playing this game with you guys anymore. That's the only way this changes. The exchanges, and if any of them or any representatives of them or any employees of them are listening to what I'm saying, this is how you beat this garbage is you got to take a stand. You got to say, we are not locking any of this garbage down. We're not playing your game. We're not doing these codes. We're doing fair market and let the market decide. And then it's your job to show up with a product that makes it worth buying. That's how we solve this. If the international don't do that, you guys are going to be spinning your wheels for months. I guarantee you this. So shout out to Webot for doing this, for putting them in their place. Shame on the BlockDAG team for throwing CoinStore under the bus after they helped you fake prices for so long and trigger FOMO. And all it did was further harm sentiment and increase the level of calls for scam and calls for you guys' heads.